Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke throws hope to the wolves to keep Ridge. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel Beautiful Today. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Bold and the Beautiful has Hope Logan in selfish mode, but when Brooke Logan walks into Ridge Forrester's office, she isn't far behind her daughter in the selfish department on the CBS this week. The one person who was always there for Hope betrayed her on Friday's cliffhanger. After eavesdropping on Hope and Carter Walton's plans, Brooke didn't stop to talk to her daughter. Instead, she ran to Ridge Forrester to inform him about what she overheard from B and B's latest romantic duo. Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke Logan runs to Ridge Forrester. Bold and the Beautiful has Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, looking desperate when she walks into Ridge Forrester's Forrester K office. Then she makes a move that not many B and B fans expected. Some B and B viewers thought Brooke would process what she overheard and first speak to Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Instead, when the Logan matriarch heard that Carter Walton, Lauren St. Victor, and her daughter planned to take over FC, she ran to Ridge. If Brooke had doubts about telling Ridge Forrester what she overheard, those vanished when she walked through the office door. There she found Ridge and her rival Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Buddig. B and B. Hope Logan manipulates Carter Walton. Bold and the Beautiful has the potential downfall of Carter Walton looking very much like a probability after Friday's episode. This plan he devised could bring his career to a tragic ending. So far, it looks like Hope's actions steer him toward ruin from a professional and a personal standpoint. Ridge Forrester is not only his boss, but he is also his best friend. Hope Logan recently lost her job at FC. She seems to have quite a bit of influence over the COO. While Carter is unsure, Hope sounds like she is trying to sway him into this risky venture. So this guy, known for his loyalty and integrity, finds himself at a crossroads. But not for long. He then agrees to a deception that could give him and Hope the power to control Forrester Creations. This move, which could be considered a form of corporate theft, marks a significant shift for the COO. Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke shifts loyalty from Hope to Ridge. Brooke Logan is usually her daughter's biggest protector on Bold and the Beautiful. But not this time. She went running to Ridge before even talking to Hope about what she overheard. Some Bold and the Beautiful fans think Ridge's ex-wife hangs around too much. Taylor has almost become a fixture at FC, so this might be what Brooke is worried about, the ex moving in on Ridge Forrester. That said, this could be why she betrays her daughter. Brooke tells Ridge Forrester that it is hard for her to tell him what she overheard because Hope is involved. But then, she immediately shifted her loyalty to Ridge from Hope Logan. So, on Monday's Bold and Beautiful episode, if Brooke's loyalty remains with Ridge instead of Hope, then the Logan daughter could feel the sting of her mother's betrayal. This could put Hope Logan in a tailspin on the CBS, as her mother was always her ally against the Forresters. In the world of the Bold and the Beautiful, where passions run high, loyalties shift in the blink of an eye, and love triangles evolve into full-blown melodramas, the stakes are always personal, powerful, and, at times, shocking. The history between Brooke Logan, Ridge Forrester, and their children is one steeped in both love and betrayal. Brooke, ever the master of romantic entanglements, has long been the focus of fans' debates. She is often viewed as the ultimate heroine, but in recent months, a disturbing pattern seems to have emerged in her dealings with those she loves most. In the latest twist, many fans have questioned whether Brooke has gone too far in her quest to keep Ridge in her life. It appears she might be willing to sacrifice her daughter, Hope Logan, on the altar of family loyalty. Has Brooke, in her desperation to keep Ridge, become the villain in her own story? Has she truly thrown Hope to the wolves? Let's dissect this web of love, betrayal, and manipulation that's playing out in the Logan and Forrester families. a love story torn between two worlds. The intricate, often painful, relationship between Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester has been the backbone of The Bold and the Beautiful since the show's inception. From their first meeting, it was clear that their chemistry was undeniable. Brooke, a beautiful but somewhat naive woman, quickly became enamored with the sophisticated Ridge, heir to the Forrester legacy. However, their relationship was never simple. Infidelity, family betrayals, and misunderstandings have marked their path time and time again. At the heart of this tumultuous love story is the classic struggle between personal desires and family obligations. Ridge has always felt torn between his passionate connection with Brooke and his commitment to the Forrester family, which often seems to demand his allegiance. Brooke, for her part, has constantly fought for Ridge's love, but her fierce independence and complex relationships with her own family members, particularly her daughters, have often complicated things further. Ridge has married other women, had children with them, and gone through countless cycles of passion and resentment with Brooke. Yet, despite all the turmoil, they have often found themselves drawn back to each other. It's this pull that has kept fans intrigued for decades. But now, there's a new dynamic at play: Brooke's growing desperation to keep Ridge by her side, no matter the cost. The shifting allegiances. Brooke's relationship with her daughter, Hope, has always been strained, albeit subtly. As much as they love each other, there is a layer of competition that has always lingered between them. Hope, much like her mother, is a woman who wants love and security, yet she has a more grounded sense of what she needs in her life compared to Brooke's sometimes more reckless approach to relationships. Hope's steady relationship with Liam Spencer was always an ideal counterpoint to her mother's romantic drama. But Hope's world is becoming as complicated as her mother's, particularly with the introduction of Thomas Forrester into the mix. The introduction of Thomas back into Hope's orbit has added an additional layer of tension to an already fragile family dynamic. Thomas, the son of Ridge and Taylor Hayes, has long been a controversial figure. His manipulative behaviors, particularly his obsession with Hope, have made him a character many fans love to hate. Despite his questionable past, there's always been a part of Hope that believes she can help him change, much to her mother's chagrin. Brooke has never fully trusted Thomas, and she's been vocal about her reservations regarding Hope's involvement with him. As Hope's relationship with Thomas has evolved, Brooke's concerns have only deepened. She fears that Thomas will only bring heartache to her daughter's life, especially given his past behavior. Brooke's protective instincts have been fully engaged, but what happens when a mother's protective nature becomes a hindrance rather than a help? As Hope continues to navigate her complicated feelings toward Thomas, Brooke has increasingly found herself drawn into a battle that is not just about protecting her daughter, but also about keeping Ridge in her life. And that's where things get murky. Sacrificing Hope for Ridge? The turning point in this saga comes when Brooke, in her determination to keep Ridge in her life, appears to be willing to go to any length, including throwing her daughter Hope under the proverbial bus. It's not that Brooke doesn't love Hope, but her desperation to maintain her place in Ridge's world seems to be clouding her judgment. In a shocking series of events, Brooke seems to be making moves that could jeopardize Hope's happiness in an effort to keep Ridge by her side. Ridge has become increasingly frustrated with the chaos that surrounds him, particularly with his children, Thomas and Steffy, constantly pulling him in different directions. He yearns for peace and stability, but the complicated relationship between Hope, Liam, Thomas, and Brooke seems to be making that impossible. As Ridge becomes closer to Taylor, the pressure on Brooke intensifies. She begins to realize that she cannot afford to lose Ridge, especially not to Taylor, someone who understands Ridge in a way that Brooke never has. In a desperate attempt to keep her hold on Ridge, Brooke begins to take actions that put Hope in a precarious position. Brooke has been subtly undermining Hope's relationship with Thomas. She openly expresses her disapproval of the growing closeness between the two, even though Hope continues to defend her connection with Thomas. Brooke's interference becomes more pronounced, especially when Hope starts to show signs of compassion toward Thomas, believing he can change and seeking a future with him. At the same time, Ridge seems to be growing more comfortable with the idea of Hope and Thomas working together, which pushes Brooke to take more drastic steps. Brooke's efforts to keep Ridge are taking on a more calculated and manipulative tone. She's starting to use Hope as a pawn in her war to maintain Ridge's love and attention. If this means driving a wedge between Hope and Thomas, or turning Ridge against his own children, so be it. Brooke's actions are beginning to mirror the very thing she has always despised in others: manipulation. The emotional toll. While Brooke's decisions may appear calculated from the outside, the emotional toll they take on her is significant. Brooke's love for Ridge is undeniable, but her actions suggest a woman who is teetering on the edge of desperation. She wants Ridge, and she wants him now, but she may not fully understand the collateral damage caused by her decisions. Brooke's manipulation of Hope, even if it is not immediately apparent to her, is taking a serious emotional toll on their relationship. Hope, for her part, is a woman who has always struggled with living up to her mother's expectations. Brooke has always been a larger-than-life figure in her life, and as much as Hope tries to assert her independence, she is often drawn back into Brooke's orbit. When Brooke begins to interfere in her relationship with Thomas, Hope feels both confused and betrayed. Hope's trust in her mother starts to falter, and she is faced with a difficult choice. Does she continue to go along with Brooke's wishes and put her own happiness on hold, or does she risk severing the bond with her mother in order to follow her own heart? The emotional ramifications of Brooke's actions become evident in the fallout. Hope, increasingly feeling as though her mother is undermining her choices, begins to pull away. She questions whether Brooke truly has her best interests at heart, or if her mother is more concerned with keeping Ridge than protecting her daughter's happiness. Hope's heartbreak becomes palpable, and fans watch as the once strong mother-daughter bond starts to crack. Ridge's dilemma. On the other side of this triangle is Ridge, whose loyalties are increasingly divided. He finds himself caught between the two most important women in his life: Brooke, the mother of his children, and Taylor, who offers him a different kind of stability. Ridge has long been a man of contradictions, and this dilemma is no different. He understands Brooke's desire to keep their family together, but he is also growing increasingly disillusioned with the drama that surrounds them. At the same time, Ridge's connection to Taylor is undeniable, and he begins to question if his future lies with Brooke or with the woman who has always stood by him. Ridge's confusion and inner turmoil only add to the drama. As he tries to navigate his relationships with both Brooke and Taylor, he also has to contend with the consequences of his actions. Does he continue to stand by Brooke's side, even as she manipulates their children for the sake of their relationship? Or does he embrace a new chapter with Taylor, where the emotional baggage of the past might finally be put to rest? The ultimate price of power and love. In the end, Brooke's decision to sacrifice her daughter Hope for the sake of Ridge reveals a deeper truth about the nature of power, love, and family in The Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke, in her desperation to keep Ridge, has fallen victim to the very thing she feared, losing her family in the process. Her manipulation of Hope's relationship with Thomas only serves to deepen the rift between them, and in doing so, she risks losing both Ridge and the bond she has with her daughter. As the drama unfolds, it's clear that Brooke's actions will have far-reaching consequences. Whether or not she can repair the damage she's done to her relationship with Hope, and whether Ridge will ultimately stand by her, remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: in her quest to keep Ridge, Brooke may have thrown Hope to the wolves, and the consequences of that betrayal will echo throughout the Logan family for years to come.